Hello and welcome, and to those who subscribed 4 years ago, welcome back. Haven't we been living through interesting times? This is an overview of the Dominions 5 mod nation EA Idiomopolis. Idiomopolis is a light-hearted nation of idioms cursed to become literal. Mechanically, it's relatively straightforward for a mod nation. Its main shtick is that it can recruit a wide variety of units and mages from different terrain types. I won't be commenting too much on balance, save to say that if it's single player as a player nation, you can tune your own balance. If it's single player as an AI nation, you should be able to get some interesting challenges. And if it's multiplayer with other mod nations, it's a wild world out there. On to the units. Like LA Arco, Idiomopolis has some fruity infantry, starting with Lemon. Fruits have Poor Amphibian and Magic Being, and the Lemon has bog standard stats across the board, save for its very attractive gold cost and its irresistible acid attack. Now, if something looks a bit too good to be true, it might well be, as Lemons have a fairly dramatic starting affliction and major affliction chance, meaning that you never know whether you're going to get competent or completely crippled infantry. Next is Apples to Apples, where you're paying for a unarmored long spear and shield 5 hit point unit, and Apples to Oranges, which is the same except trading out for a broadsword and javelin. On death, Apples to Apples will have a second form, changing into an apple never falls far, which is identical in stats. Apples to Oranges will transform into China Orange, which is more of the same. These forms have first shape, which means if the second form survives the battle, it will revert to its first form. Another string to your bow is a longbowman with a weapon with 2 attacks. Additionally, it has a maul and a fairly substantial castle defense bonus. The gold standard has the same squad morale boosting effect as its Amorian counterpart, as well as the same stats. Cart before the horse is an animal chariot. Notably, it uses the cart as a shield. Cat of 9 Lives is a cap-only sacred. It has a magic weapon and a single hit point. It has a series of wounded shapes, which count down from 9 lives, each with a single hit point. These wounded shapes do not have first shape, so they don't revert to 9 lives at the end of a battle. The magic weapon's secondary effect changes every 3 lives, from a fatigue effect to disease to drain life. These units might be somewhat underwhelming without a bless. The mountain unit is Flying Pig. It's a cheap, undisciplined animal flyer. The underwater fort unit is Dead in the Water. Pretty much a recruitable soulless with better gear. The forest recruit is Wolf in Sheep's Clothing, and you get a wolf with a glamour effect and some magic armor. In Cold Forests, you can also recruit Cold Turkey, which is a flying animal indisciplined with cold power and ice protection and a chill aura. The Cave Recruit is Cast the First Stone. It's a stat copy of the LA Gath Benjaminite Slinger. Additionally, it has Dark Vision. The Coastal Fort unit is Lead a Horse to Water. It's a size 3 animal trampler, which is notably amphibious. The second cave recruit is Dead Horse Flogger. It's a long dead horseman with a double attack scourge. The swamp unit is mired in the past. It's a recruitable ghost with exhaustion, which will be partially mitigated by its life drain attack. It should be added that some of the undead and animals have waived upkeep. Not so the Just Desert, which is recruited in deserts, and it's pretty much a gelatinous cube with a flambeau and a Just Man's cross. There's a fascinating etymological relationship between the single S arid desert, the double S sweet dessert, the single S verb to abandon dessert, and the single S just consequence dessert. On to the commanders next, starting with the fort recruitables. First we have Sacred Cow, which is the nation's only recruitable priest and its primary troop commander, all rolled into one. Notably, it has awe and some magical leadership and undead leadership. As Idiomopolis has guardian spirits, the Sacred Cow will occasionally be accompanied by a Curse of Literalness. The Curse of Literalness has a Curse melee attack, a Curse ranged attack, and Death Curse. These attacks have the Banshee sound effect, which is probably the third most annoying sound in Dominions. Eye Candy is an amphibious, foreign recruit scout with a patrol bonus. Two to Tango is the nation's cheapest mage. It has Fire 1 Astral 1, Trample Ambidextrous Combat Caster, and an extra head to boot. Gold Digger is the nation's most expensive mage. It's slow to recruit in any fort, Fire 2 Astral 2 with a Fire, Air, Earth, Astral random. It's pretty much an adept of the Golden Order with Stealthy and Seduction. The remaining mages have in common that they have 3 set paths and a 25% chance of an additional path. Rack Your Brains is 3 Astral, with its random as Astral, Nature, Blood. It's amphibious with some magical leadership, so it can bring some of your fruit underwater. It has a poison susceptibility and is an innate spellcaster, which also means it can't be a communion slave, and it will be an especially taxing communion master. It's also slow to recruit. Fanning the Flames is a 3 fire mage, with randoms in every path except Death and Blood. It comes equipped with an area of effect weapon. Recruitable in mountains, we have Head in the Clouds. It's base 3 air with a chance of a random in fire, air, water, astral. It has ethereal, flying, glamour, and storm power. The second mountain recruitable is Pie in the Sky. It has Astral 2 and Nature 1 with randoms in air, astral, nature. It flies, has innate caster, taskmaster, and spreads productivity. The first swamp mage is Dressed to Kill. It has 1 water, 2 nature with randoms in water, death, or nature. It's an assassin and a spy with scale walls. The second swamp mage is Eager Beaver. Eager Beaver is a water 1, earth 2, with chances of a random in earth or nature. It comes with a castle defense bonus and a siege bonus, and at 50 experience will promote into a Busy Beaver. Busy Beaver gets Mason as well as a snazzy hat. Head in the Sand can be recruited from wastes. It's Earth 2, Astral 1, randoms, Earth, Astral, Nature. It has Berserker. From coastal forts you can recruit Happy as a Clam. It has Water 2, Astral 1 with 25% random, Water, Astral, Nature. It's amphibious, poison susceptible, pearl cultivator, and has an impressive natural protection. The first cave recruit is Rolling Stone. It has 3 earth with a chance of water, earth, nature. 28 natural protection, amphibious, physical resistances. It heals in labs and has affliction resistance. The second cave recruit is Black Sheep. It has Death 2, Blood 1, randoms, astral, death, nature, blood. It has Fate Weaving and can spend its turn to summon 5 bare bones, which are unarmed long dead. Wrong Tree can be recruited from forests. It's a nature 3. Its random chances are astral, death, nature, blood. It has blunt and pierce resistance, fire susceptibility, innate spellcaster, dominion summoner, and starts with some units. These units are barking dogs. Barking dogs seldom bite, so they have a 50% chance of not using their melee attack, but their bark is worse, they have a fear effect. The wrong tree is immobile. Lastly, from Underwater Forts is Whale of a Time. It's slow to recruit, has Water 2, Nature 1. Its random chances are Water, Astral, Nature. It's got a big chunk of hit points. It's aquatic, with some blubbery cold resistance and Spell Singer. Onto the national spells. Idiomopolis has access to 3 vanilla nationals. Scapegoats gets you Cerium in Wastes. You can summon black dogs, and Hellscape targets a province for some roasting. Call the Cavalry is a combat spell. You expend Earth Gems to summon from the edge of the battlefield. You get Knights in Shining Armor, which have Sight Vengeance. Buried Hatchets is a combat spell replacing Horde of Skeletons, and just trades some of that quantity for quality. Watch Grass Grow is another combat summon, and it gets you these grassroots movements, which are numerous but fairly weak. Hell or High Water is a variation on Summon Imps, so you ritual summon and you expend a few more Blood Slaves to get some size 2 water elementals. Summon White Elephants. These elephants have Awe and Sight Vengeance. However, they have a hefty upkeep cost and supply cost. A Bear in Mind is, of course, a bear with Mind Blast. They're probably my favorite sprite in this nation. When in Urmor trades Fire Gems for Gladiators, All Roads Leads to Urmor does the same for Hastati. Monkey Sea is a Makata commander with 3 Holy. Call Night Owl is a mage with Air 2, Death 2, Dark Power. All Archocephalian to me summons a Skeptic and Philosopher. Golan Wormwood summons a Boar Warrior and a Devil. Pearls Before Swine summons a Great Boar of Carnoots in a forest, and Once in a Blue Moon summons a Blue Moon. It's a mage with Bringer of Fortune 100, increasing luck, but it will self-destruct after 3 event phases. Onto items. Sharpest Tool is an armor-piercing polearm. Bigwig is a hat that increases command capacity, grants Inspirational, Tax Collector, and Province Defense Organizer 2. Blessing in Disguise grants Storm Power, Bless, and Stealth. Fiddle of Fitness grants Reinvigoration and Map Move. Salad Days grants Reinvigoration, slows aging, and has a beam attack with stun. Bird of Passage grants Flying and Cloud Trapeze. Bone of Contention is a death booster with a retinue of skeletons. Cloak and Dagger grants Assassin and has an intrinsic weapon, Poison Dagger. Shock and Awe grants Shock Resistance, Awe, and an auto-spell Shocking Grasp. Diamond in the Rough offers body protection at the price of fire susceptibility. An Apple a Day grants True Healing, Disease Healing, and a temporary nature gem. Dirty Linen grants a Ghost Retinue, Sloth Power, an Enchanted Net, and it will fool scouts to report only the most common troop type. Storm in a T casts Storm at the start of battle. It grants shock resistance, and it has a Lightning Swarm intrinsic weapon. On to Pretenders, Apple of Discord is a chariot with awe and cause unrest. Set in Stone is a size 6 trampler with an array of resistances and amphibious, but it only heals in labs. Head of Steam is a colossal head, but hotter and angrier. And the Porcelain God is like a monolith that traded earth for water. It's cheaper, but more fragile. Idiomopolis has 4 unique heroes and 2 multi-heroes. The Banished Celestial Courtier has 2 Astral, 2 Nature, 4 Priest. He dom summons Celestial Soldiers, and he can choose to either summon a Demon of Heavenly Fires or temple summon a Demon of Heavenly Rivers. Icebreaker has Water 1, Death 4, Priest 1. Devil in the Details has Fire 4, Blood 3, Priest 4. And Deep Blue Sea Devil has Water 2, Blood 3. Jack of all Trades has one of every path and some magic weapons, while Self-Made Man has 2 Earth, 2 Nature, and can dom summon Claymen, and can either choose to summon 2 Lumber Constructs or temple summon 1 Keladone. We've made it to the end. Thank you for your time. The link to download the mod is in the description below. I hope you enjoy it. You can check the comments for the inevitable corrections, and please leave me a comment with your favourite idiom.